guys, it's coffee time, and I finally took a shower. The gas guy just left. So happy. I took a shower, and I started a load of wash. It's wonderful. It's so nice. So I've been taking sponge baths. Gross. I feel like actually clean now. I'm very, very happy about it. Today has been a lot of me thinking about, so basically like my entire cycle of living has been me starting different comic books in my mind. Like, I get an idea for a comic book that I really want to make, and then I start coming up with characters and like the whole storyline, and then once I finally sit down to draw it, I'll draw like 2 pages of it, and then I'll throw it away, and I'll just never touch it again. And then in a few months, I'll come up with a completely new idea and be like, oh, I should make that! And then repeat the process. I've done that since I was like, gosh, like 5 or 6. I found one of my really old ones that's like, oh, it's so funny. I was like, oh, it was like this chick. It was supposed to be me, I think. It was like a Mary Sue situation where I stuck myself inside of a comic book. But it was like, it was a chick who was just like decked out in guns and was like running around like shooting bad guys. It was so awesome. I was like, oh, little me. And I looked back and patted myself on the head. But I have a new idea now, and I'm going, should I develop, because this is the first time that I've come back to an old idea. Like, this is an idea that I had, probably like a year ago or something, and I wrote a couple things about it and then just left it. And then I found that stuff and I was like, oh, that was kind of an interesting idea, and so I'm like, should I expand on it? Should I just leave it alone and never touch it again? I don't know. This is where my dad would say, daughter? He wouldn't call me daughter, but he would say, daughter, you need to pick the things that you want to focus on because you can't do everything. That was his lesson for me in high school that I never really got, and then in college I still didn't get it. I keep being like, alright, I get it, like if you have things that you really love, that you decide that you're going to focus on and put your whole heart into them, then that's better than trying to split yourself in like 18 different directions, right? I understand the lesson. But I keep going, but I'm young, there are so many things I want to do. I want to be a traveling gaming news anchor who drinks a lot of coffee and writes comic books. I don't see what's wrong with that. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. But I figure if I keep piling onto this same idea, right? So like, since I came back to an old idea, I'm like, oh, maybe this is a new chain, because I've never done that before. Maybe this is a new chain where I'm going to slowly like build upon the same idea, and then one day I'll be able to actually like do it. But that's the other problem, is that typically artists, like, when they're halfway through a project, they start going, is this good? I can't tell anymore. Is this good? I should probably give up on this. Like, this isn't that great. But you gotta stick to it. You gotta stick with it. That would be the hard part. So I definitely second guess, like, everything I do. I throw away drawings all the time. I started drawing and I'm like, that's weird. And I threw it away. There are old costume designs that I've found. I totally tossed in the trash. Which, if my costuming mentor were to be watching this, she would probably be like, why isn't that in your portfolio? Why would you throw that away? Whoop. But yeah. Maybe the key, maybe here's the key, is that I keep building on this same idea, right? But then, these tinier ideas, when they crop up, I just blow through them and get them done, and like, get used to actually finishing smaller ideas, right? Do like little like 5-page ones. Just short ones, just really short ones. And then once I attack the bigger one, I'll be like, oh, this is just a bigger version of those tiny things I've already finished. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, projects are funny that way though. I think that different personalities have different problems with projects like that. Because I know people who will not rest until they finish something that they've started. And I'm like the opposite. I start projects all the time and never finish them. Like when I was a little kid and I had coloring books, I would get like, hi Tattle! I would get like halfway through a picture in a coloring book, and then I would move on to another page because I didn't want to finish it. And my dad always tried to teach me, like, he would see weird personality quirks in me, and he would try to teach me how to not do them anymore. He'd be like, no, sit down and finish an entire page, and then move on. You need to get used to, like, finishing things. Unrelated, but the other one that he always did, because I don't know, I have OCD about weird things. Every time I would go into the kitchen, I would fold all of the towels in the exact same way and stack them, and it drove my dad insane. So he made it so that if he was in the kitchen with me and I started folding the towel, he would say no, and he'd make me throw the towel, like not like stop folding it, throw it, and walk out of the room, not be able to fold it anymore, and it always drove me insane. And I'd just wait until he left, and then I'd go back in and fold it. But interesting daddy lessons. I finished my coffee! That never happens. Now what do I do? I feel like the world is shifting. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about today. This comic book project. Comic book graphic novel. Someday when I write my graphic novel, it will be an epic. It will be wonderful. I don't know. It would be fun, though, to actually, like, have one of these ideas come to life someday. We'll see. My art style always changes, too, which is another problem. Like, my drawing, the way that I draw people and things always changes. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Although, I know that as a reader of comic books and graphic novels, I know that it always drives me crazy if I'm following the same artist, if their art style changes in a way that's, like, displeasing to me. Like, if I really liked the way that they drew, you know, the first 4 volumes of something, and then, like, I notice, like, a really dramatic shift that I don't like at all, and I'm like, no! But then sometimes it's the opposite, where they start off really bad, and then it just slowly gets better. I'm like, yes. Then you feel like it was good for you to stick with it. Anywho, yeah. Aaron's gonna be coming over tonight, so I'm gonna go get ready and make sure that there isn't, like, a monster in the living room. It would be nice if we could sit in a monster-free zone, so I should probably take care of that. But I hope that you guys had a good day, and I had a great day, because I got to take a shower. So I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.